ugly truth. It's time to give you a second opinion with Puer and Cho Hyung in the studio. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How have you been?
How was your week?
That was good.
That's good.
We met during the weekend.
Yeah, we did. Hyung, I hear that you've been having a really busy week.
Oh yes, I was. I had kind of many. What can I say? Many kind of 회식, and I went to reserved forces training this week. I feel really down because I was there yesterday.
Oh no!
I ruined my shooting.
You
was-
actually shoot when you guys go?
Yes.
Oh my
The
God.
real
I didn't
gun.
know that.
Oh my
Yes. And I was so bad at it because I was so tired. I didn't know what I was looking. I was just looking at front and
I was like, okay, whatever.
shooting. Yeah, whatever.
I'll just shoot and then go home.
That was really fun.
Oh no, Puer, what about you?
Me? It was like a same old generic week. It was nice. And
Yeah.
the weather, it was
The
kind
weather
of
was
cold.
so nice.
And it's getting better though.
Yes.
Today is really good.
Yeah,
So I feel
it's
better.
very nice. Okay, so the weather is nice and warmer, a little bit warmer.
Yeah, little rumor.
So today our stories are kind of heavy, but kind of not. So there's a lot to talk about
Yes,
today.
yes.
Yes.
So for our first one, of course, we are going to go and reserve to. Wow, I just noticed this. You can't see mine unless I turn it on. So if I turn it on, you can see it. But if I turn mine off, you can't see that I'm wearing the
Oh,
horns.
I see.
So we're going to go to our horns and we're going to turn it off or turn it off. Turn on or off. So on if you agree with our listener, off if you know, so go or stop. So go or stop. So let's get into our first story. It's Katie from Vietnam. Hyung-woo,
Yes.
take it away.
Hello, DJ Isak K-Poppin and Cho Hyung. It's Katie, and these days, ugly truth is really funny and interesting. So
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That's really lovely. Yeah, very kind. So I want to listen to your advice about my problem. I think this is quite heavy and controversial
Yeah.
topic.
Okay.
I have boyfriend and we have been together for 3 years.
Okay.
3 years. I don't have any idea about my marriage, but my boyfriend recently told me about it every time. He wants to marry me because anyway we are together forever.
So 3
And-
years is forever.
Yes. This is really long, I think.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, it is. And now he wants our baby.
Uh-oh.
But I'm not ready for our marriage. I changed my work these days, so I want to focus on my career, not marriage or my future children or child.
Okay.
I told him my opinion, but he said we can overcome it because we are together. I feel kind of burdened. I am only 30 and I love my boyfriend and I also think about my future with him, but not this time. Will I continue to meet him? Please help me.
Puer,
Ah.
Hyung-woo, take it away. Who wants
Oh.
to go first?
Very difficult.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Puer goes first.
Okay. I will start. Okay. So, I understand her because I'm 29, but I'm 30 in Korean age, so we have kind of similar age, so
Yeah,
I
we are.
understand her. And first of all, what I think is, in 3 years of a relationship, whenever I make a boyfriend, usually it's like more than 3 years. So
Okay.
I understand this kind of relationship too. And then I also understand the boyfriend asked me to marry him, even though when I'm not ready, now too. So I understand Katie very much indeed. So what I think it is, it's the matter of priority. It's really priority thing because if she needs to choose between her career and getting married with him, what will she gonna choose for now? She's gonna choose a career.
Oh, of course.
Isn't she? And then I know that if it is possible, then I can choose two of them at the same time and don't get married and just date him continuously and then just build up my career. If it is possible, that I wanna do, but so many cases in life, you cannot just choose two of them. You need to just pick one. So if I need to pick one in this case, then I can tell Katie wants to focus on her career for now.
So
That's what I feel.
Okay. So for you think that should she still continue to date him? It would be okay if she could, but
Yeah.
if not, if he gives her the ultimatum, you choose your career.
Yeah, my ultimatum will be the career.
Okay,
for
career.
now. Yep.
So stop.
Stop. So I need to turn it off.
Okay. So Hyung, what about you? Because I know that Asian men, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that all men, but I know that Asian men, coming from an Asian family, are really pressured to
Yes.
start getting settled down and married at a certain age, which is around 30.
Yes.
So what do
and,
you think?
In Korea, usually it's the girl is always not always, but in many cases is woman to ask for the marriage,
Okay, yes.
and boys, the men, they get pressured and they start to push, and then it can be done. It can be there can be a goal, but I think to stop meeting him is a bit cruel.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a little extreme.
I usually, I am younger than Katie, but I actually have got friends who are concerning about this, and I have been thinking about this issue as well. If I were not doing music, if I wasn't a musician or something, I would be having exactly the same problem with Katie, I think. And I'm the kind of person who could just stop meeting him because we are the age that
We need
to think about the marriage.
Okay.
So I will say maybe continue meeting him.
But the
It's
thing is that
not-
he wants to get married. That's the thing.
Yeah, but he will stop if
Will stop?
he feels he has got a big problem about not getting married. But she's not the one who should have.
The thing is that,
should
like, I
stop
have a
him.
similar situation, but I broke up because of it.
Oh,
He was
because of
like,
the issue.
you choose either you get married with me or break up with me. Because it's 3 years. Yeah, that happens too. So if it's that's why I say that it's the matter of the priority. You need to choose it.
I think
I think that that is way too extreme, and I want Katie to not experience that kind of thing. But it can be really possible too. Like,
Okay.
from my experience.
do we
Yeah.
have to always choose between A and B? Because I think you can work
Work it out, yeah.
work it out with your boyfriend because he's your boyfriend and you've been known for 3 years, and that's like you guys must be really close and know about each other very well. So maybe continue meeting him for a year or so and then talk about it. Maybe get married, but not have the child. Maybe there's like a plan. You can plan about it.
So Hyung feels that you should try to
Talk it out.
convince
Yeah.
Work it out.
convince your boyfriend to hold on for a little bit.
But my experience, it's not really like that. The Asian guys, when they want to get married, then they want to get married. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I feel like his precious possession or something like that. He wants to have me like
Right now.
officially, like right now, and then like.
Yeah, I think there's like a important timing in Asian like guys' life or something. I don't.
But we are in different situation because we are musician, and then
Yeah.
we don't get married in 30 usually.
Oh, yeah, no.
We get married like late 30s, I guess maybe. So it's different, but I can still understand because I debuted late, and then I had a boyfriend, so I understand this kind of situation. And then I also, even though I didn't only date Korean guys, I also dated other ethnicity too. But the thing is that for some reason they were like have something in common, is that which is they really wanted to get married. And they really want to get settled down. I always met that kind of guys. So like I had this kind of problem, but it's really not easy because like if a guy really wants to get married with you, and then it's like choosing something in between you and
The boyfriend.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's always like that. Like in my case, if you can talk it out and convince him, and they're really lovely and nice, but it's not work like that.
I feel that women are a little bit more submissive. If the girl, if Hyung, you had a girlfriend that really wanted to get married,
Yeah.
I feel that you would be able to calm her down. You would be able to and I'm not saying that us ladies are weaker, but we are more rational, I feel, when it comes to realistic.
Convinced. Easier
Yeah.
to be convinced.
If Hyungwoo, you said, okay, since I have my career right now, we have our relationship. There's nothing that needs to be, unstable about it. You have our trust. So build that and then just wait a little bit. It doesn't matter if you get married now or 10 years from now. There's no difference if you two have the trust, I feel. You're just making it less official with parents and family and all that paperwork and stuff like that. But I am a little with Puer on the fact that I feel that once a guys
are different.
if the guy is really driven to
I know.
get married, I have a feeling that he's going to like just drag you down the aisle, whether you like it or not. If I could talk about a recent acquaintance of mine, she was a type of person that really didn't want to get married. It's not like she didn't have bad relationships. She was just kind of
Not now.
yeah, like I'm very independent. She's just I'm me. I'm very independent. Like guys, no matter how old they were or what kind of nationality they were always like, okay, she's my girlfriend. Like, there was a distance between them. But she recently got married and it was a really speedy marriage. And I know her husband now. So before they got married, I was just like, hey dude, I'm really honored that you think my friend is a really good, honest girl and you want to kind of, tie the knot and, make an honest woman of her. But you could wait, you guys could date for another year or two.
Yeah.
What did he say?
And he's just like, no, I want her now, like you said
Yeah,
earlier.
I know.
So
That happens a lot. Yeah.
in my opinion, I was actually very offended. Because in her opinion, she's in love. So she's like, oh, he's so romantic. But then I hear it's just like, she's not an object that you can have. She's your partner in life.
So he's like, I just wanted her around.
Yes, I needed her to be my wife now. I'm just like, oh, okay.
I want to have her like beside me all the time.
Yeah.
Officially mine. Like, I don't think that is love, because love is more like based on thinking of other selves, not you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree
That's
with
love.
that.
Love. So when
True.
guys are pressuring me and they're giving me that kind of burden because of they want to get married or they are driven to something that I'm not, I feel like at first I try to convince them and they are not convincible. They are not. They are not gonna listen because they want to do something. And then if I'm gonna say no, and then they will think that okay, you don't love me. They try to think like that. Then I give up. So
Oh, yeah.
from my
That's
experiences,
the timing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Puer's from experience. I don't have this experience, so I'm gonna take Puer's advice, but I'm going to also say that stop, because I know it's a big ultimatum, but right now, in my opinion, if he really loves you, he'll be able to wait.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
If he really loves you,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Hyungwoo is still going for go. He feels that you could still talk it out.
Yeah, work it out. There's
Okay.
there's always way to work it out, I think.
I think sometimes I feel he's kind of naive to think like that, and it's really nice, but also very naive.
I am a bit of open person, but
Okay.
if the other is closed,
Closed.
then it's really
Yeah.
difficult. But
Okay.
if he's kind of open, then I think there is a way to work out. It's really difficult.
It's very ideal though.
Yeah, I am
It's
very
the best
ideal.
idea. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
ideal type.
Yeah.
If the world worked this way, the world would be a lot of a better
World
place.
peace.
I like to live in this kind of way, because although this is more difficult for me to always, like hoping to something to work out, but always, I get hurt more, like many times, but I just try to keep it this way.
Nice
because-
of you.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's good.
Sounds good. So for our listeners, go or stop for Katie. So she's 30. Not sure how old her boyfriend is, but it looks like they're around the same age. And he wants to get married like ASAP, and he wants to have kids and settle down. But Katie just moved to a new job, and she's getting, a career change, and she's changing a lot in her life. But she feels that she has to choose either or. And Puer, coming from personal experience, says stop. If he's not going to wait for you, then there's no reason for you to continue. But Hyung was still the romantic, and he feels that there still is hope There still is hope.
Yes.
So send those in for Go or Stop today. And you guys know the drill. We've got some really cool stories to talk about today that are a little bit deeper than most of our stories. So we're going to take a quick song break and try to save some time for that. Tiara is singing Don't Marry. And we'll see you after this. All right, so as of now, I am at stop, and so is Puer for our first story, and Hyung was a go.
I
And
go.
thank you for noticing. You can't really see mine, though, because it's white. I have to turn it on for you to see it. But yeah, I have mine on. So Katie's story from Vietnam we'll recap in just a little bit. But we're moving on for Nicole from the USA. So Puer, could you take it away?
Yes, Nicole. I just recently moved out of my parents' house and I am living with a roommate who is a friend of mine because of college. She's a nice person and I appreciate her giving me a place to live, but she's driving me crazy. I work full-time and also go to college full-time, so I'm always busy, and when I get home, I just want to relax or finish my homework. The problem is she is so noisy. And she invites people over almost every night. They all party, drink, and get really loud. I have tried many times to ask them to be quiet, but it just doesn't work. The next day, my roommate will come and apologize for being so disruptive, but nothing changes. And she's back to the craziness the very next night. I just don't know what to do. If you have any advice for me, I'll really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Oh, roomies.
Uh-huh.
Roomies. So, Hyung-woo, did you ever have to live with roommates?
I haven't yet.
You haven't.
I haven't.
I go good
Because
for you.
I,
good for you.
I always lived with my parents or... Oh, yes, actually, for a short period of time. Like a month or two.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, yeah.
So that month or two, what was it like?
That was really good because we two are very reasonable, and we could could communicate as well. Like
Okay.
so, nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad. So Puer.
Yeah, so, I've been, living with roommate kind of thing since I was 18, 17 or something like that.
Okay.
Until now, because I live with my sister, so she's still my roommate. And then my sister and I, we get along really nice because I trained her for like 30 years. So now we are fine, but it was not fine because I am a very clean person and she was not, so I had to train her. But before that, when I was in college, my roommate was, not bad, not good, but I remember my friend's roommate. It was a crazy story, extreme one though. So they lived, like 5 people lived together, and then one of them, there was a new girl, and then she was really nice and then very friendly and stuff. And then she said she's going to nursing school, but actually she was not. She was a fraud. And then she's like a kind of borrowing monies for the because she needs the money for the rent or something like that, and then she suddenly like left, disappeared really. So
God.
they had to find her, and then she was in the main state and with her family and stuff like that. So they called the police, and I know there's something really crazy with the roommate.
Wow.
That kind of thing happened too, but that is extreme case. And I understand that one person, so Nicole, she wants to be quiet in the house, and her roommate is not. So that's the problem. And this kind of case is happening a lot too. Because my roommate was a party people too, and then I am not. So I remember that kind of thing. But what I believe was that my first question is I wonder that if she pays for the rent.
Yeah, I was
that's what I'm
curious about
wondering
this
too. Yeah.
issue.
Because
it seems like the friend is providing Nicole a place to live. So it's not going to be easy for Nicole to just change.
Get up and go.
Yeah.
If it is, then you have a right to ask that the other person, the other roommate, and then if it's not working out, then you should move out.
Yeah.
And then if it's a problem of money,
so too.
then there is actually, even though it's really hard for you, there's nothing really you can do, because in capitalistic society, when you pay something, that gives you a right to speak up.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true.
If you pay something or pay half rent together, then you certainly have got a right to ask your friend. to be quiet or something work out. But if you don't pay anything, then maybe it's going to be really difficult. But I think I agree too. You have to find somewhere else to live.
Nicole, if you're listening to us right now, are you living on campus in a dorm or are you living off campus with roommates? I think that's what we're trying to figure out here. If you're on campus, ask for a roommate change.
For sure.
For sure. Because trust me, I've lived with 13 other girls. Yes. I'll just 13 ... I'll just leave that there. You start losing underwear. That's how stressful it gets.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Bad. Women are more filthy than men are.
Yeah,
Trust
usually. And I am
Really?
not. You're not, right?
I'm not, but
Are you?
Not really. I mean, I don't dust all the time, but I'm not. Yeah, I clean.
I'm organized person.
Yeah.
Me, I am very.
Really?
So.
I thought they were very
No.
So usually the problem comes from being too much quiet or too much clean.
Yeah, it's either you are filthy or clean, or you're loud or quiet. I think.
Have you, when you were going to school, did you never pass by the girls' locker room?
No, because I didn't go to a boarding school. So locker.
Like the dressing room, like showers. Because I'll let you know that I bet you anything, girls' locker rooms are more dirty than guys.
It start to recall something that I used to just pass away.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
think he has a memory of this somewhere, but he doesn't want to bring it out because he's traumatized.
Yeah, exactly.
Traumatized. So he deleted it.
Yeah, I was, just
Blocking
maybe
it out
I
of his
wanted to
head.
just not looking at it.
But Nicole, when it comes to advice, like, right? Honestly, though, when it comes to being noisy and whatnot. One thing I saw from something helpful, it was an article not too long ago, and they were posting on ways to kind of live well with roommates. And like you two were saying about money, whoever pays for groceries or whatever, that would be something that you could agree on. But there was a whiteboard that was put either on the refrigerator or on the wall of the room, like next to the door, and stuff that need to be said to each other, but maybe you couldn't really say it to in person, would be written there.
Very nice.
So, like, Nicole, maybe you could give your friend, like, okay, I need to study from 6 to 10. So from 10 to 3 a.m., I'll give you the room. You can party, do whatever. I think maybe setting time slots.
Yeah, that will help too.
To help if you can't get out of the situation.
And then if you can get out of the situation, then you should find a new roommate. I think your roommate is not a bad person. I mean, if you like party and then you are then you'll be really nice. But I wasn't, so I understand you. I was the quiet one, and then I like to spend alone time a lot when I was in college. That helped me a lot with study and then, so many things. So, if she is not gonna be changing, then you should try to find a new roommate. And I really wonder that the rent thing, how's it going?
Yeah. I don't think Nicole is listening to us right now.
Nicole is working full time, and she goes to college full time, and it's always difficult to start doing something, start finding a new room because it's an economical problem. And maybe if you start something, and as long as I know, in the States, I think there are many departments to provide help in the college. So maybe start finding ways to solve the problem.
Yeah. Even though it's not gonna be hard, but it's not gonna be easy, but you can still
it's not gonna be easy.
look up.
Yeah. If it's financial, it might not seem like much, and I know that you're probably going to have to really stress over about it, but if you need to find rent somewhere else, then it might not be big, but $5 out of your paycheck, putting it in the bank, it might not seem like a lot, but $5 a month does add up.
Yeah.
Eventually, even if it's like a down payment, a couple $100 for rent in somewhere else, to join maybe other roomies that have 4 or 5 people in a room to it. I think that you will be able to find some way to move.
Yes.
It's just a really big difference in personalities, so I feel that you can't really sit her down and be like, stop partying.
Yeah. No, you can't. That's what I thought. I mean, I am more like a Nicole kind of person, so I understand her. But even though I'm like a Nicole, but I shouldn't say that you cannot party because it's in college.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the last time that you can do whatever you want to do, pretty much. So, yeah.
True.
College is a time to party.
Yeah. Good for Nicole's roommate. But anyways, you should find a way, then you can find a way. So
True.
True.
But try to talk to her first.
Yeah.
There are a lot of ways that I think you could talk to her if you could. So maybe leave notes or really sit down and give her like a talk like, hey, I mean, you're a great roommate, but please stop.
please stop.
Cut it back. If she parties every single night, then say, okay, I'll let you party twice a week. The rest of the days, please, can we live in peace? Can you have parties at someone else's dorm or someone else's room?
And when you start the conversation, my tip is that you start from yours. What I'm saying is that you don't start, oh, you party too much. No, you shouldn't start like that. You start, okay, you know, I'm a full-time student and I work full-time, so I'm always busy. And then, you know, you should explain yourself first.
Oh, so
and
it's
then
like a way to
yeah,
start the conversation.
Yeah, make her understand. I think that's the always way to start conversation. Otherwise, then you're gonna get into a fight.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a college student. I can party. It's my house. You can say that. So you should start
True.
from your opinion.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Madison also had a case of crazy friends when I was in high school. I had a group of crazy friends in class that'll always go act silly, and they were never doing their work, and they were always listening to music, and it was just really loud and annoying.
Wow.
So yeah, there are people like this all over, whether in high
All
school,
over the world.
all over. No, even once you get into the workplace, there is going to be
Annoying
one person that is really
Yeah,
annoying.
Yeah.
So, speaking with, you know, difference in personalities, I know that Hyungwoo yourself and Puer yourself, you work with managers, you work with different people every single day, especially in the
true.
business. So, how do you deal with people that are really not your type of person, but you have to work with them?
It's really hard.
That's very difficult.
But thankfully, you know, our manager, so far so good though.
So far, so
So far so
Yeah,
good,
they
but
are
if it's
really
not then I will try to talk it out. That's the first thing. I will try and give that person like chances like for 3 times. And then if it's not working, then I'm gonna ask my boss.
if we could
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, if
management.
it is possible. But I will wait and talk it out, try to.
Okay.
And I will try to think that what I did wrong.
if
That's the
I
first
did
thing.
anything
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. Maybe there's something, or you know, because we have many singers and you know actors too. Then maybe this manager is not for me, but for other people too. So, you know, maybe for other person. So I can, you know, first I will try to hold it down and talk it out, and then I will talk to the manager and then with the boss.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Hyungwoo, have you ever had any experience with somebody that you really didn't like when you worked with them? Or?
Not in the company at now, you know, at present. But I always get really patient. I always try to work something out with the bad stuff or bad people. But you know, try to be really good to good people. But if I get very, very crossed, then things get quite messy.
Okay.
Yeah. But I always try to, you know, hold
Talk
it
it
down.
down.
Yeah, talk
Hold
it
it
down.
Okay.
He's the kind of person, yeah.
Okay.
Gentle,
Gentle.
gentleman.
He's a Mr. Romantic over here.
yeah, Mr. Romantic, Mr. Gentle.
Why?
So Katie from Vietnam is our first story for our listeners for Go or Stop. It looks like her boyfriend of 3 years is trying to push marriage now and let's have kids. But she's having a few career changes and so she doesn't really know what she should be doing. And she kind of feels that she has an ultimatum. Does she have to give up him for the career or give the career for him? So both us ladies today, Puer and I, have decided for her to stop. If he really loves her, he will wait. But Hyung was the romantic today. And he decided that, no, you can talk it out.
You can talk it out.
So he says go. We're going to have our next story coming up. But Hyung, actually, we're going to be listening to one of your tracks.
One of my
Yay.
tracks. What is it?
What is it?
You collaborated
No,
with Kain.
it can't be.
You collaborated with Kain a few years back. Show me your house.
You guys are so
Show me-
naughty to play this song.
We're gonna take a listen to this. So we'll see you guys after this is our next story.
오늘은 너를 꼭 데려다 줄 거야. 같이 걷자. 잠깐인데 뭘 아직은 날 시간 좀 남아서 아니야 정말 나 귀찮지 않은데 같이 가자. 멀지도 않아. 오늘은 날씨도 좋아. 그렇게 너의 집 앞까지 왔어. 또 이대로 또 이렇게 널 그냥 보내긴 아쉬워. 점심도 굶었어요. 커피 한 잔만 먹고 싶어요. 그 전에 가기 전에 한 번 더 물어볼래. 나 네 집을 보여줄래. 지금은 그리 늦지도 않은 시간. 누가 뭐래 잠시만 있을게. 이상한 생각하지 마. 그렇게 너의 집 앞까지 왔어. 또 이대로 또 이렇게 널 그냥 보내긴 아쉬워. 점심도 굶었어요. 커피 한 잔만 먹고 싶어요. 그 전에 가기 전에 한 번 더 물어볼래. 나 네 집을 보여줄래.
넌 너무 뻔해. 네 속이 다 보여. 너 왠지 그럴 줄 알았어. 이 남자를 어떻게 해야 할까.
All right, so we are moving on to our next story by Madison, who's one of our loyal listeners. Hyungwoo, will you please do us the honors?
Okay. Hey guys, I have a problem. Last month, my big sister, Michela, told me and the family that she was pregnant.
Oh, congratulations!
Whoa, congratulations. That's so good. I'm so happy. I told that I want the baby to be a girl, and my sister and her boyfriend and my brother want it to be a boy. Whatever. We don't know until May, but what I am really scared and concerned is that my sister baby will have autism like me. And I want to be a good aunt, but I don't know I can do it if I could do it. What should I do? Autism.
Puer, you have a sister
Yes, I have sister and brother.
and brother.
Yep.
Have they had kids yet?
No, like my sister is 2 years younger than me.
Oh,
and brother
younger.
is like 20 years younger than me. You know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Big gap there.
Yeah, big gap there.
Okay, so no, you're probably going to be the first one to have any
Yeah.
kids then.
Yeah, maybe.
No, your brother doesn't have kids yet.
My big brother is getting married in April, and
Ooh,
this month.
congratulations!
Yeah, my family is having a really busy time because he's the first one to get married, isn't it?
Okay, so you haven't had baby
Yeah, not
yet.
yet.
What about cousins? cousins?
Cousins?
I have one cousin.
I'm the oldest one.
So
Too,
you have all younger.
yeah,
So-
all younger. So I will be pretty much the first one. Yeah.
that has kids. Okay. Autism. Madison, my cousin actually is a little autistic. He actually has a little bit of a few other diseases in him. We actually don't know what he is. We've been going to doctors for his entire life, but he doesn't really fall into the border of what doctors call autistic. He is kind of autistic. He does have a little bit of Down syndrome. He does have a lot of other things as well. But nobody in my family has it. Just him. So I understand your concern, but from my personal family experience, it doesn't seem to be that genetic.
Yeah, and what I believe is that even if it's genetic, it's not your problem.
It isn't,
because
yeah.
you didn't make it, so you don't need to worry about it for sure. Like I really want you to know that it's not your problem, as you know. So you don't need to worry about it. You didn't give it.
Yeah, obviously. Now, you're worried about being a good aunt. Everybody worries about being a good cousin, a good aunt,
Good person.
good friend.
Yes, true.
So I want to ask now for the two of you: are you good with kids?
I am good with kids, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I can play with them, but I don't really like. I mean, I really, really like them, but it doesn't mean that I want to have a lot of them. But I really, because my brother is 20 years younger than me, which means that
so.
he was born when I was 20. So I could be his mother. So I
True.
remember, in summer vacation or winter vacation, I go home from the college in States and then I take care of him. And then he's like the little tiny, the monkey-like, beautiful creature. I mean, he was crying and then like screaming and then being cute. He did all things together. And I know that is really, really hard, but still I could take care of them. So I can take care of, kids.
Okay.
I'm not really friendly with kids.
Uh-oh.
Not
Uh-oh. That is a really big turn down for girls.
No,
you have
yeah.
to be good with kids.
It's something like I am not allowed to approach or touch them because they are so small and they are so
Soft and-
soft and I fear that they might break or cry or something like that. Yeah.
So you're afraid that you were going to hurt
Yes,
them.
I am kind of.
Are you good with dogs?
Yes, I am.
Okay, then you're probably good with
Yeah.
kids. If you're good with dogs, you probably will be good with kids.
It's more like taking care of them,
It,
They-
it takes a bit of time if I see a new dog or first time, but with my dog, I was really good.
Okay. You're always pretty good. Okay. Madison, I have a couple of friends that I've kind of adopted as nieces and nephews. So in Korean, when a friend, so if Puer and I are friends and I have a kid, then I will tell my child that Puer is an auntie.
Auntie
So it's Auntie
Imo.
Puer. Yeah, so Imo.
yes.
So that's how it's used in Korea. So pretty much I'm aunties to tons of little babies.
Maybe.
People around me because I'm at the age where people are having kids. So a friend of mine just had a kid 2 days ago and she was just like, Emo, come see me. I'm like, okay. Okay. But Madison, you know what? When it comes to family members having kids, I think that for you to be worried is actually a good sign because that means you care.
Yeah,
I know, that's what
felt
I
that
thought too. Yeah, we felt it
Because
too.
she's really happy and looking forward to see the baby. Yeah.
Like my sister, if she got married earlier than me, maybe that's possible because she's 2 years younger than me and then she has a boyfriend for like 7 years. So
wow.
my
Oh,
sister's
wow.
gonna,
Oh,
it's
wow.
very, very possible. And then she will gonna have a baby, earlier than me too. Then maybe, what she will want for me is that I really care for the baby, And the same thing, if I get married before than her, and then, if I have a baby, what I will want from her, my sister, will be that she cares for it. She cares for it. That's what I will want for the most. Like, if she asks me that, are you okay? And then, your baby okay? And then she come and visit me because she wants to see the baby. I think that would be good enough that she cares. Not only for me, but for my baby too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, what would you want more? I think that is like more than good
Yeah.
enough. Yep.
And even though you may have something that you fear that you are lacking at something, But I think the baby, when she or he grows up, I think she or he is going to be grown up dealing with you as well, because you guys will be loving each other. You will care for each other. And we all lack at something. And, you know, being treating with that thing, something like that. And we all grow up. So I think it's always really good thinking about the relationship among the family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you being worried right now is the best sign ever. If
Yeah.
you're like, oh, yeah, so my
I
sister's
agree.
getting married, I don't care. Then we'd be worried.
Yeah, I would be really worried, and I would be really sad if my sister's like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 언니 get married? Okay, baby, whatever, whatever you want, and I'll be like,
You know, like, support me, please. Hello, your family.
Yeah.
So you being overly worried at this moment means that you already love the baby and the baby is not even born yet. So I already am jealous of how much love you're going to shower your new niece or nephew
Yeah,
once
good for your
they are
nephew.
born. So what we're going to do is actually kind of jump back to our first story. So Madison, I hope, because I know that Madison's listening right now, actually. So Madison, I hope that helped. If you need any more at any given time for our listeners, if you need additional advice, if you feel that we didn't get enough to you, always repost
Yeah.
and have us elaborate. We would
Yes.
love to elaborate a little bit more. So just going back to our first story for today, Hyung-woo said go to work out the relationship for Katie from Vietnam.
Go for it.
Pierre and I kept ours off the entire show, and the reason is because we want her to be able to not have to choose, but Pierre's personal experience and from what I'm getting from this guy's vibe, I feel that it's not going to work. So it looks like our listeners agreed with us, Pierre. Stop one today. Hyung-woo, I'm sorry.
Look at him. His eyes are like so sad. He's
stop.
gonna tears gonna
What's
come
wrong?
out very.
What is wrong with this world?
Samara, we're going to give it to you today. She says, if she settles down too soon, she might regret it later. She should ask him to give her some time, maybe a year or two more.
Yes.
She's still pretty young. If she decides to marry, maybe delay having kids for a few years. There are plenty of people having kids well into their 40s now. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, so Mara, we're going to be sending you your prize. So name, number, and address, pretty please, with sugar on top. Our last track for today is going to be Eric Nam. Our listeners call him Mr. Perfect. We've got Quintana, I'm okay. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.